I'm about to share 20 hot takes that might completely flip your worldview, and honestly, I hope they do. Look, I've been sitting on these thoughts for months because they're controversial, but after working with thousands of women and seeing the same patterns over and over, I realized staying quiet isn't serving anyone. Some of these are going to make you uncomfortable. Some might even piss you off. But if you're tired of surface-level advice and ready for some real talk that could actually change your life, then buckle up. I help ambitious women break free from societal programming and build lives that actually fulfill them. If that sounds like something you need, smash that subscribe button because today we're going deep. Let's get into these hot takes that are going to shift everything. 1. Wellness culture is spiritual materialism. First hot take. The wellness industry has turned inner peace into a product, and it's keeping you spiritually broke while making you financially broke too. I see women spending thousands on crystals, courses, and ceremonies, thinking they can purchase enlightenment. But here's the truth. Real transformation doesn't come from your credit card. It comes from doing the uncomfortable inner work that no amount of sage can shortcut. Your healing journey isn't supposed to look Instagram-worthy. Stop outsourcing your growth to expensive gurus and start trusting the wisdom you already have inside. 2. Your intuition is being hijacked by your trauma. Second hot take. What you think is your intuition is often just your trauma responses dressed up as inner wisdom. That gut feeling telling you not to trust someone? That might be your abandonment wound. That intuitive hit to quit your job could be your fear of success sabotaging you again. Real intuition feels calm and knowing, not urgent and panicked. If your inner voice sounds like your anxious thoughts, it's time to question whose voice you're actually hearing. 3. Self-love without standards is self-sabotage. Third hot take. The way we teach self-love is creating a generation of women who accept mediocrity in the name of loving themselves as they are. True self-love isn't telling yourself you're perfect when you're not. It's loving yourself enough to become the person you're capable of being. Stop confusing self-acceptance with self-stagnation. You can love yourself and want to grow. You can embrace where you are and work toward where you want to be. 4. Empowerment culture is teaching women to be alone. Fourth hot take. Modern feminism has overcorrected so hard that we're teaching women that needing anyone is weakness, and it's creating an epidemic of successful but lonely women. Yes, you should be financially independent. Yes, you should have your own identity, but humans are wired for connection, and pretending otherwise is making you miserable. Interdependence isn't codependence. Wanting partnership isn't betraying feminism. Stop apologizing for wanting love. 5. Your boundaries are becoming walls. Fifth hot take. The way we talk about boundaries has created a generation of people who are experts at keeping others out, but terrible at letting love in. I see women using boundaries to avoid every uncomfortable conversation, every moment of vulnerability, every chance at real intimacy. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is lower your walls. Sometimes growth requires getting a little messy with other people. 6. Manifestation without action is just procrastination. Sixth hot take. Manifestation culture has convinced women that thinking positive thoughts is the same as taking positive action, and it's keeping you stuck in beautiful fantasies instead of ugly reality. You can't manifest your way out of putting in the work. You can't visualize your way past your fears. At some point, you have to get off the meditation cushion and do the thing. The universe doesn't respond to your vision boards. It responds to your choices. 7. Therapy has become a comfort zone. Seventh hot take. Therapy can be incredibly healing, but for some people, it's become a place to stay stuck rather than a place to get unstuck. I've watched women spend years analyzing the same patterns without ever changing them. Sometimes the most therapeutic thing you can do is stop talking about your problems and start solving them. Insight without action is just expensive self-awareness. At some point, you have to graduate from understanding your issues to actually addressing them. 8. You're not that busy. You're just avoiding your life. 8th hot take. Your busyness isn't a badge of honor, it's a coping mechanism to avoid dealing with what really matters. When you're always so busy, you don't have to face the fact that your relationship is failing, your job is unfulfilling, or your dreams are gathering dust. Being busy makes you feel important while keeping you from doing anything truly important. 9. Positive thinking is toxic when it's forced. 9th hot take. Toxic positivity has convinced us that negative emotions are problems to solve, rather than information to process. Your anger might be telling you about injustice. Your sadness might be telling you about loss. Your anxiety might be telling you about misalignment. Stop trying to think your way out of feeling. Start listening to what your emotions are trying to tell you. 10. Social media is rewiring your brain for dissatisfaction. 10th hot take. Every time you scroll, you're training your brain to be chronically dissatisfied with your actual life. You're comparing your Monday morning to someone else's highlight reel. You're measuring your progress against someone else's decade of work. You're living in everyone else's lives instead of your own. The most radical thing you can do is put down your phone and engage with your real life. 11. Your standards are too low, not too high. 11th hot take. The reason you keep attracting the same disappointing experiences isn't because you're unlucky, it's because you keep accepting them. Every time you tolerate disrespect, you're teaching people how to treat you. Every time you settle for less, you're confirming that's all you think you deserve. Your standards aren't too high, they're too low, and that's why your life feels too small. 12. Independence is overrated. 12th hot take. THEI don't need anyone mentality has created a generation of isolated, exhausted women who are trying to do everything alone. Needing people isn't weakness, it's human. Asking for help isn't failure, it's wisdom. Community isn't optional, it's essential. You weren't designed to carry everything by yourself. Stop trying to be superhuman and start being human. 13. Your comfort zone is your danger zone. 13th hot take. What you call your comfort zone is actually the place where your dreams go to die. Every day you choose comfort over growth. You're choosing who you are over who you could become. Every time you pick the familiar over the unknown, you're betting against yourself. Your comfort zone isn't keeping you safe, it's keeping you small. 14. Modern dating is designed to keep you single. 14th hot take. Dating apps are businesses that profit from your loneliness, not your happiness. They're designed to keep you swiping, not to help you find love. The most attractive thing about you isn't your photos, it's your energy. And energy doesn't translate through a screen. If you want to find real love, you're going to have to get back into the real world. 15. Your childhood doesn't define your adulthood. 15th hot take. At some point, you have to stop using your past as an excuse for your present. Yes, your childhood shaped you. Yes, your trauma is real, but you are not doomed to repeat the patterns that were handed to you. Your past explains your starting point. It doesn't determine your destination. 16. Nice girls finish last for a reason. 16th hot take. Being nieces isn't a virtue, it's people-pleasing dressed up as morality, and it's why you feel invisible and resentful. Nice women don't ask for what they want. Nice women don't set boundaries that make others uncomfortable. Nice women sacrifice themselves on the altar of everyone else's comfort. Kind women, on the other hand, tell the truth with love. They honor their needs alongside others. They understand that saying no to the wrong things means saying yes to the right ones. 17. You can't love someone into changing. 17th hot take. Love is not enough to make a relationship work, and believing it is will keep you in situations that drain your soul. You cannot love someone into being ready for you. You cannot care someone into caring back. You cannot heal someone who doesn't want to be healed. Stop trying to be someone's savior and start being your own. 18. Success without fulfillment is just expensive emptiness. 18th hot take. You can have everything you thought you wanted and still feel empty inside if you're chasing someone else's definition of success. That promotion you're killing yourself for, those followers you're desperate to gain, that lifestyle you're trying to afford, none of it matters if it doesn't align with who you actually are. External success without internal alignment is just a beautiful prison. 19. Your feminine energy can't be faked. 19th hot take. You can't perform your way into feminine energy, it has to be embodied. And most women trying to be more feminine are just putting on another mask. Feminine energy isn't about wearing dresses or speaking softly. It's about being in flow with your natural rhythms, trusting your intuition, and allowing yourself to receive. If you're trying to be feminine to attract a man, you're doing it backwards. Learn to embody your feminine energy for yourself first, then watch how everything else falls into place. 20. You don't need more healing, you need more living. 20th and final hot take. Sometimes the most healing thing you can do is stop trying to heal and start living your life. I see women who are professional patients, addicted to workshops and healing modalities, constantly trying to fix themselves instead of actually enjoying themselves. What if you're not broken? What if you don't need to be fixed? What if the healing you need happens through laughter with friends, through falling in love, through pursuing your dreams? Sometimes the cure for your problems isn't another therapy session. It's getting so busy living your life that you forget to worry about everything that's wrong with it. Look, I know some of these hit hard. I know some of them probably triggered something in you. But here's what I want you to understand: the discomfort you're feeling right now. That's growth knocking on your door. The life you want is on the other side of the beliefs you're afraid to question, the conversations you're avoiding, the changes you're scared to make. You don't need more information. You don't need more inspiration. You need to start trusting yourself enough to act on what you already know deep down is true. So here's my challenge. Pick the hot take that triggered you the most and ask yourself why. What would your life look like if you actually believed it? What would you do differently starting today? Also, if this video challenged you in a good way, hit that subscribe button because I share content like this every week. And drop a comment telling me which hot take hit you the hardest. I actually read every single one. Remember, your authentic life is waiting for you on the other side of your comfort zone. It's time to stop making excuses and start making moves. I'll see you in the next one, where we're talking about the 5 signs you're living someone else's life. You won't want to miss it.